Hey guys, what is up? Mage here, doing another World of Tanks Xbox gameplay commentary. Before I get into the gameplay, guys, I want to give you guys a heads up, because I owe you one, just in case something happens. We have a hurricane coming up the east coast of the United States. I'm in Northern Virginia. It probably may or may not. It sounds like it's going to brush my neck of the woods, and I got to worry about maybe trees falling down and knocking out power lines and stuff. So it could, if I don't post for a few days, you guys will know why. In any case, let's go ahead and get into the gameplay. Here we're on Comoran, standard battle. I'm in the T110E5. Now I'm looking at the matchup here. I know some of the guys on this team. I know the guys from the 3 platoon, and I know You Got Denied. That's the guy in the bat chat right there. He's a very good player. I know him from Total Carnage. And I'm looking at the other team. I don't really recognize anybody, at least nobody off the, that I know of from War or Total Carnage, for example. But I'm sitting here and I'm confident. So I'm thinking, alright, these 3 guys on this team are better than me. I'm just not going to get in their way. So I go middle here. Now initially when I go middle here in Comoran, I'm thinking, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and establish the front lines. The bat chat's coming up here, and Denied is looking for flanking shots here with the bat. And this is part of the reason I don't really get into playing Tier 10 here on the Xbox currently, because you get this crappy map selection, and this map just doesn't work for Tier 10, in my opinion. We go here in the middle. Denied is confronted with an STB-1. I find a T110E3 and a T57. I panic. After I fire this shot, I load the heat rounds. I'm expecting even more up here. So I said, fuck it. I'm going to load the heat and get ready for the worst case scenario. We have an M46 joining us. Peek around here, the T57 meets me. Hit this T57 right in the cheek. And basically what I'm practicing from here on out is I'm basically going to keep this T57 and the E3 honest, or at least I'm out to make the E3 more honest more than anything. T57 surprised me here with his flank, which is something those American heavies are very good at doing with me, it seems. They surprise me all the time. Poke out here, I'm looking for the E3. I get a little shy, I don't want to poke out. Back into the M46, I'm looking back to see what the problem is. I see it's the T57. Around the corner, we plant a shot into the 57. And our wonderful friend in the M46 hits him and finishes him off. Or, I'm sorry, the Waffentrigger finishes him off. And from here on out, I'm basically going to keep this E3 honest. I got the bat chat off to my right, and the bat chat was tearing ass up this entire game. I mean, he walks away with almost 9,000 damage. So basically, I'm going to keep this E3 honest. And there's a phrase you hear doctors say, do no harm. Do no harm to the patient. Well, I talked about in a previous gameplay how, if you got a play to make, you make it, and if there's no play to make, you don't make it. Well, this is an extension of that. And this is how you make that leap from being a bad player to an average or even good player. You get the basics down. And I'm not going to do nothing boneheaded here. I'm not going to do nothing stupid. I'm poking around, and I'm just looking for an opportunity. Now, the T110E5 is not... It's not like the IS-7, it's not like an E100. It's a heavy tank, it does have a little armor, but the gun has some medium tank qualities, which allow it to snipe a little bit. Unbelievably, it's a heavy that can snipe if it needs to. I poke out from the E3, and, I just made a boneheaded, moronic play that allowed that E3 to shoot me in the side, and I deserved it. It was just a stupid move on my part. So, I'm going to go around here, and I'm saying, alright, I'm going to stick to my original job. I mean, I don't, I have no idea how much damage out here that this bat chat's dished out, but I have a feeling this E3 is going to poke around, want to mess with him. And the E3 is not in the best position in the world. He probably doesn't have enough gun depression, but I'm going to sit here and I'm going to camp his ass. I'm going to do what he would more than likely do to me if the roles were flipped. And I got a heat round loaded. I don't give a shit. Because Wargaming's afraid to do something about these Tier 10 TDs. They're afraid to, rebalance them. They're afraid to do any kind of proper balancing. So Alright, I'm gonna be a dick and I'm gonna load up the heat rounds and I'm gonna wait on him to poke his head out. And the E3 is a well-armored machine. It's not some cupcake tank store. This thing has armor. So I'm poking out, I'm just gonna keep him spotted, keep him lit for the bat shot and the Patton, just letting them both know where he's at. Our Patton here gets a little aggressive. You see, kind of moves up a little bit closer than I would be willing to. E3 gets impatient. He's smelling blood in the water. I poke out, plant a shot right into his lower glacis. I now have AP loaded. I thought initially, after I fired my heat rounds, I was going to be loading HE, and thus you see me double tap the A button, and yeah, I reloaded AP rounds again like an idiot. So basically, I kind of screwed my M46 Patton teammate over, and I felt really guilty over that. That was just a stupid play on my part. Now, I'm basically sitting here, and I'm waiting here, but I'm also looking for an opportunity to deal with this E3, and I want to try and protect our bat shot, because I know he's doing work. I know he's been lighting up that kill feed. I know he's been tearing ass up. We plant a shot here into the E3, and I'm feeling like our best shot is we let the bat shot do his thing. I clear this E3 out, and we get another gun out of the fight. There you go. We get him out. Planted one right into his lower glacis. And at this point, it's all a formality. Deny here takes another kill, just putting in nothing but work. I plant a shot here into the ground. That's, you know, part of the Xbox One experience there. You get confused with the pretty little graphics, and you put shots in the ground when you shouldn't have. Rounding around here, and that was pretty much the game here. I mean, pretty much I had to keep that T-57 from rounding on us, and I could have done a better job, admittedly. That was, you know, poor situational awareness on my part. And of course, the T-110 E3 was threatening our Patton and the bat chat, and I decided, alright, I lost one medium, I'm not going to lose another one, especially the Tier 10 that's kicking ass right now. And right now, Denied's just tearing ass up with that bat shot. You can just hear his gun going off every few seconds. I mean, he's just tearing blood up every second. I poke out here, and we find the Jaegeru here, and I guess he might have been focusing on our bat, and that's why I was able to get away with this. Put a shot right into the lower glacis, and you know, that's some of the accuracy and the consistency of the 120 here on the T110 E5. It's the same gun used on the M103. It's very sniping friendly, I guess is the best way to put it. And from here on out, this was mopping duty. We pretty much mopped up the other team, and it was due in large part, I feel, to our bat chat and me trying to, you know, keep him alive, or at least keeping this E3 off his ass the entire game. Walked away with about 3,000 damage. I think I blocked roughly 2,000 damage, and of course, Denied here in his bat chat went fucking ham. He gets nearly 9,000 damage, and our Jagdtiger had a pretty darn impressive game too, putting out 4,000 damage. There you go, 2,000 block, 2,100 assisted, 3,200 damage, and our bat, like I said, nearly gets 9,000 damage. Shout out to Denied, and our Jagdtiger had a good game also, along with our Waffenträger E100. Alright guys, I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.